Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we're going to take a look at the all-new 2023 BMW i4 eDrive40. Huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Northlake for providing this fully electric sedan for me today. Check out their website, that link is down in the description. The i4 behind me is finished off in a San Remo green metallic, and we'll go over the MSRP once we go over all of the features and specs for this particular model and get it out on the road to see if it justifies that MSRP. So we'll start off with what powers this fully electric vehicle. Underneath the hood, you'll notice that this has a single 83.9 lithium ion battery pack paired to a single speed transmission. This pumps out 335 horsepower, 317 pound-feet of torque. That power sent to the rear wheels. This weighs in right around 4,600 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in 5.5 seconds with a top speed of 118 miles an hour. And it also has a total range of 300 miles. You can also charge this with a level 1 charger in 10 minutes and gain 102 miles. Or you can use a level 2 home charger and fully charge this in around 8 hours. This also has a wheelbase of 112.4 inches. Its overall length is 188.5. It has a width of 72.9 and a height of 57 inches. As we move on to the exterior styling now, this is a first for BMW to have a fully electric sedan, and I really think they did a great job with the exterior styling because it looks like all of their gasoline versions. It doesn't look odd in a sense that it's an electric vehicle, but it has that same sedan style that BMW is known for. So up front, you will notice that the kidney grille is a little bit different. It has the same design, but you can tell that there's not as many cutouts, of course, being an electric vehicle. There are cutouts in the lower section to provide the cooling that is needed, but the upper section has a really nice design running throughout it, and it is one solid piece, so there's no cutouts in the upper section. But there's also parking sensors. You can know that this is an electric vehicle because the BMW badge has that blue backing. But this also still retains the LED headlights, DRLs, and turn signals. There's even a functional cutout on both sides to provide even more aerodynamics, and then really nice lines coming down the hood. So it comes together nicely, and it doesn't look too odd. It looks like a normal BMW, which is nice to see. Now, this particular model also has the M Sport package. So that provides it with these 19-inch wheels along with the red brake calipers that you see behind that. And there's even a functional trim piece just behind that tire. So the airflow can go through the front of the bumper and exit around the tire through that trim piece and go down the side of the vehicle. Now, this also has gloss black side mirrors with the integrated turn signal. There is a sunroof for this model. All of the window trim is blacked out too. And I really like, you can get a peek at that red leather interior, matches the brake calipers, and it's a pretty cool combo with this exterior green. Now, there's also really nice lines that run down the side. It has that sedan style to it, of course, but I think it looks very nice, especially with all the lines in the lower side skirt there. And as we work our way to the rear, this has a very small trunk-mounted gloss black spoiler, BMW badge with the backup camera, LED taillights, of course, all of the parking sensors, and then a nice gray trim running throughout the entire lower section. And there's cutouts on both sides where an exhaust would be if this was a gasoline-powered vehicle, but I think it has a great design with that. And then with the exterior wrapped up, we can move our way to the trunk space. Now, what I love about the i4 is it may look like a sedan, but it actually has a hatchback style to it with this entire section. So I can push on that electronic button, and you will see it is not a traditional trunk. So you have a lot more practicality and usability with the amount of space that is offered. There's a cargo area on that driver's side, same with the passenger side. And then there's a small removable cover here that you can take out of the way if you need to, and you can fold down the back seats. So that gives you a lot more interior space if you need to utilize this for larger items. There's also hidden storage space up underneath the floor. So check out the amount of room where you can add additional items. Pretty awesome to see that. There's even a 12-volt and a hook on that passenger side too. And then with this power liftgate, basically, you can close and lock the vehicle. The one on the left side will just close it. And now we can work our way to the back seats. I love the design for the door handles too. They are very flush with the vehicle, very easy to use. You can also lock and unlock this with the back door handles. And now we can get a look at this red leather interior. It actually looks very good in person with the green. It's a cool combo. There's brushed aluminum, even the ambient lighting. We have the speaker, of course, a little bit of storage underneath that, and then the grab handle and these solid red leather seats. Now at 5'10", I'll work my way into the back where it's not that hard to get into. It's a little bit small, but I definitely have plenty of room. There's also a net behind both front seats, all the climate adjustments, USB-Cs that you can use. And then in the middle, if I pull on this tab, there's the armrest along with the cup holders, so you can use those as needed. You can also fold down just the middle seat if you want to. So you can gain access to the back storage area if you need to do that. And then as far as headroom goes, like I said, I'm 5'10". My head is just up against the headliner, so it is on the smaller side for the sedan lineup from BMW, but it's doable. I could ride around town, maybe go on a small trip and still be comfortable in the back of this. There's also a good amount of visibility, so it doesn't feel too claustrophobic for your backseat passengers. Now, as we work our way to the driver interior, you'll notice the door panel is just like the rear. However, there's the addition of all of the memory seating adjustments, power folding side mirrors. We have a nice little entry music sound there. There's the liftgate release, a little bit of storage, more brushed aluminum. The M badge is down on the door sill with the M Sport package, of course. And then a beautiful design for these front seats. Now they are automatic adjusting. There is one manual adjustment for the front section of the seat, so you can adjust that as needed. And it's very easy to hop into this. It is a low vehicle, which makes it very nice. You don't have to reach too far either in order to close the door. So for the all-new 2023, we get the new screen design, which is nice to see. Full leather for the steering wheel. It is heated. The M badge is down below. Cruise control settings are on the left side. On the right side, there's volume and tuning along with Bluetooth controls. And now let's fire up this i4 with my foot on the brake. That button is blue for being the electric version, of course. We can bring this to life. Hopefully you can hear that. Noise just indicates that this is on and ready to go. Now for this digital gauge cluster, on the left side is miles per hour, and then on the right side you can see the power percentage. You can also use this rotary dial here to further go through information within the center of that tach. So just by scrolling down under content here, you can pull up the compass, also look at the map so you can have that on and running. There's also the G-force meter, so if you want to monitor that information, you can. You can pull up music as well, and if I scroll back up to the top, there's some other information that you can monitor as well as miles per hour. And if I scroll over one, that is for the heads-up display, which you might be able to see. So there's a few different settings. There's the standard view, there's also directional view, so the compass will appear, and then sport view also shows your power basically, along with the speed limit sign and your miles per hour. So you have all those different adjustments that you can go through, which is nice to have. And then over on the left side of the steering wheel, there's all the headlight adjustments along with dimmer switches for the gauges. There's one air vent. And then this entire infotainment system continues its way to the center infotainment here. So right now you can currently see I have some of the settings for the air conditioning along with the heated seats. Just by clicking on the climate menu, those will pop up. I really think that's an awesome feature that the climate adjustments never go away. So it doesn't matter what you're on, you can quickly get to those, get to the climates for the heated seats along with your temperature to be able to go through all of that. So for the rest of the system, if I click on home in the upper left, you will see we have, just like previous BMWs, this home system where you have the navigation, you can look at your Sirius, pull up your phone, you have personal assistance, you can even go into My BMW, and you can add widgets too, just depending on what you'd like to see. But under My BMW, you can look at your torque, your horsepower, you have the temperature, you can even go into some other apps here, just depending on what you need to set up. So it's nice that you have that. On this left side too, these are all presets. So I can quickly pull up the navigation, pull up music and phone, and by pushing on those four icons, you can pull up even more icons, just depending on what you'd like to see. You have some information apps that you can go into, like Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and then you can go back to all of the apps and easily scroll through all of this information. So it is cool how you have a lot to go through. If I go into the driving settings, you can go into the charging, so you can monitor this. You have a lot of settings that you can look at, which is nice. You have the drivetrain and the chassis, so you can actually go through the different sounds that you'd like to hear. If I turn this on, now it will be adjusted depending on the driving mode, which we'll come back to here And then if I go back, we have the driver assistance, so you can further go through all that info. Very, very easy system to use, and it offers a lot for you. Now underneath that, there's more wood trim and brushed aluminum with 2 air vents right in the middle. There is a physical button for power and volume for the radio. Seek and track is next to that, along with the hazards and some recircs. You'll notice more wood trim on this cover, and if I open this up, this also has the BMW digital key card that you can use in place of the key fob, along with a wireless charger, 2 cup holders, a 12 volt and a USB. You can also further go through all of that information using these controls down below. So if you don't want to use this as a touchscreen system, you can quickly use that. You can use that rotary dial as well to further scroll through that info. So it's really easy to use. Now for the shifter, if I put this into reverse, you'll see the backup camera up here along with the sensors. You can just have these sensors on if you'd like to. If I go into drive, there's also a B mode. This is for the regenerative braking, so you can use that as needed, and then park is on the back. Now on the left side of that, there's traction control along with the parking sensors and a few different driving modes. So this does have sport mode like every other BMW pretty much. There's also a comfort setting, and then Eco Pro. So you have the entire graphic that will change depending on your driving mode. There's the auto hold and the electronic parking brake. And then the center armrest also has a good amount of storage, finished off in more of that leather. And then the glove box has an ample amount of room for that additional storage. We'll take one last look at this interior. And with the sunroof currently open, you can see we have a lot more light. This is a automatic sunroof. So we have that button to go ahead and open and close that, along with the dome lights on both sides. And there's also a call button on the very back. As we set off now behind the wheel for this fully electric i4, the MSRP for this particular model is right around $64,000. Now, when you factor in some other electric vehicles, let's say Tesla, for example, you can get into a Tesla for about half of this. But I will say that, in my personal opinion, this looks more like a normal vehicle to me than some of the other brands. I love the new screen. I've had a lot of comments of people saying it looks like it's stuck on. I think it has a good integrated design to it. We don't have the new shifter though, just the new screen and that tech. But for me, $64,000, you're kind of getting more of a normal-ish vehicle, if that makes sense. You hop into this and then you hop into a 330i or an M340i, or 330i, I should say. I think I got it mixed up. It looks pretty much the same. You really can't tell that you're in an electric vehicle in this i4. And personally, that's a personal preference, but personally, I think it looks way, way nicer. And for $64,000, you have a lot of features, you have a lot of technology, and I think it is definitely worth the price because electric vehicles are still fairly new, and some of them are going for astronomical numbers. We have Rivian with their vehicles that are a lot more than this. The F-150 Lightning, which is a pickup truck, of course, it's not a sedan like this. But some other electric vehicles are going for a lot of money, and this is a very, I think, a competitive price for the sedan, for what you're getting. And this also has a healthy amount of power. So we'll pop it into the sport mode now. And just like that, electric vehicles are cool because they do have that power instantly. They have that pretty much as soon as you push on the accelerator. It doesn't matter what speed you started at, you are going to move. So it does have a good amount of power to it. It has a pretty healthy range, right over 300 miles. That seems to be the going rate for electric vehicles. Some of them are in the high 200s. 300 seems pretty respectable for this style of vehicle. And I love that you have the different driving modes. If I pop it over into the B there, it slows down just a little bit more for that regenerative braking, which is of course nice to have. You can tell there is a big difference. And what I love, this is a BMW. It's still going to handle like a BMW. We have the M Sport package, so we have some extra goodies for this to be a little bit more performance oriented. And that, in my opinion, is awesome to see BMW still incorporating that in their electric vehicles. So you can even get an M version of this, which I just saw today. It was sold, so I wasn't able to check it out. But you can even get the M version to get a lot more power, a lot more performance out of your electric vehicle. So if you want an electric vehicle, but you still want some of the performance characteristics, you still have options, and I think that's awesome compared to some of the other electric vehicles that are available. And we'll give it another acceleration. You can feel the kickback from that instant power and torque. One thing that I will say that I haven't seen in this model, I was recently in the i7 and it had a few different driving modes to where you could hear different noises depending on the driving mode that you're in. I wish it was in the i4. I don't know if that's an option or not to put in different modes. Would be cool to see that. That is my only hiccup with this i4, but I do love pretty much everything about it. I love how comfortable it is to drive. It's very, very smooth. It can also take corners very nicely. So like I mentioned earlier, with being a BMW, having that performance, having a little bit extra characteristics with the M Sport package, I mean, you can take this pretty much anywhere. You can take it on back roads like I'm on right now, and it handles so well. It's impressive to see that for this kind of vehicle. Now, I have been able to have some other electric vehicles out on track settings, and they're fun. They can be fun vehicles. Only time will tell with the technology always improving and updating how well electric vehicles will be able to withstand and hold up. But for now, for this i4, 64 grand, I don't think that's too bad, again, for what you're getting. And this is a pretty cool spec. We are in a Christmas tree, Christmas theme right now with the red and the dark green. And we will give it another acceleration. Actually, what we should do is we should go over to my BMW, where now we can monitor information like this. And you can see all of that power being sent. I don't have the G-force meter pulled up at the moment. But you can even have some fun things like that. Even a simple screen like that can put a smile on your face and give you a little bit more excitement while you're behind the wheel. So yeah, that is the all-new i4. Comment down below, let me know your thoughts on this screen, because like I said, I've been in several all-new BMWs with this screen. I think I like it. Let me know your thoughts in this i4. And that is going to wrap it up for this 2023 BMW i4 eDrive40. Once again, huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Northlake. Check out their link, that's down below. Give the video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and smash that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.